Hey guys, so for today's video, I'm going to be recreating the necklace from the new Resident Evil game that the vampire daughters wear. And basically I have made them all out of polymer clay, and I even used a quartz crystal for one of them, which you'll see later in the video. So first, for this one, I didn't really show much of how I made it or sculpted it, because I realized while I was making it that I should film a video for this. But basically I kind of made a shape, and it almost looks like a chili pepper basically. But right here, as y'all can see, I'm carving out the little details. I used an X-Acto knife and even the end of a paintbrush to smooth it out. Also maybe like the tips of like my nails to even further get in there and smooth it out as well. Right here I am chopping off the tip of it to make it flat, and I am using the scrap clay to roll it out to make a little shape for like a little loop for like the necklace, and also made a little circle and put on top, and then of course smooth them together. Here I'm adding some details with the X-Acto knife. I made a little handguard for the blade. As y'all can see, I used some of the scrap clay that I had just cut off, and as you can see here, I am rolling some clay to make a base for the sword. Here I'm carving some little details into the handguard of the little blade. They're just little triangular details. I am adding some little details with an X-Acto knife to the blade right here. Here I am rolling out some clay to make the shaft of the blade, and I attached it, and I even made the little round part for the necklace. Here I had rolled out a piece of foil, and now I'm rolling out a piece of clay to wrap around the foil to make a spear shape. I wrapped the clay around the foil and I am pinching off the excess, and I'll be smoothing it all around to make a smooth surface. Here I'm making a flat circle base to attach to the spear. And I am rolling it out to make the edges flat. Here I am rolling out a piece of clay to wrap around the spear itself. Here I am using an X-Acto knife to add in some details around the spear, all around the spear. Now I'm wrapping the clay snake around the spear and pinching off the excess, and I will be smoothing the ends together to make a seamless loop. Now I'm rolling out a piece of clay to make another blade-like shape. Now I'm cutting off the top of the blade. I rolled out the excess clay to make a little base for the sword itself, and I am wrapping it upon itself to make it look more rounded. Now I am going to make a handle for this little blade, and this one was a little tricky to do, but basically I tried following the picture as best as I could. Honestly, like, this pendant came out a little more wonkier than the others, but it's fine. I added the rest of the handle to it, and also the little loop to go on top for the pendant. Now I'm gonna make some green paints together to paint on the back of the quartz crystal. I basically use like a lime green and almost like a neon green that I mixed together. And as you can see, I painted the back of the quartz crystal. I don't paint the front, only the back to make it look green. Now I am rolling out another piece of clay. I am cutting out the sides with an X-Acto knife to make a straight line. I am now wrapping the clay around the quartz crystal to make sure it fits. And now I am cutting off the excess. I am now rolling out another piece of clay to make a little clay snake. And I am flattening it out with a paintbrush. I will be cutting it in half an X-Acto knife and adding it to the edges of the base I had made for the quartz crystal. I am now using little pieces of clay that I rolled out and cutting off little bits of them to roll them into like little spears. I am now attaching it onto the center of the base for the quartz, and I'll be doing it all around, as you can see. I also made a top or like a base for that little quartz base, basically to cover it up. I don't really want the quartz being exposed on the top. Also, we need somewhere to place like the little pendant loop on. I am resizing it because I didn't like the way it fit on the first round, so I wanted to fit like on the inside, not on top. Now I am smoothing it out with my finger to make it flat. Now I'm making a circle for the top of the base and putting it on top. Now I am rolling out some clay to make a little loop for the pendants. Okay, so after throwing them in the oven and taking them out, I decided to paint them black first for a base, basically. I don't want to paint gold straight ahead onto like the light blue. As y'all can see, I did this to all of the pieces. Next, I'll be using a gold metallic paint. And first, you can see with this first pendant, I'm just like brushing the paint straight on with the paint. But later on, I'll be kind of more dry brushing it. I'll just dip some in paint and then take some of it off and then be brushing it lightly, just to give it that like old, like rusted, bronzy kind of look. But either way is fine. I even go back in some of the little details and darken them up with a small detail brush. As y'all can see with this pendant, I do it like on the little triangles. And with the quartz crystal, I basically hot glued it inside of the pendant. And here it is all finished. you could 3D print these pendants if you do have a 3D printer, which I do have, but I didn't think about doing it because I like working clay anyways, so that would be easier. Or you can purchase them on Etsy, but I felt like making them yourself, it adds more of a nice touch to it and it's fun. So that's basically it for today's video, so make sure to leave a like and comment down below, and also be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and make sure you follow me for more Halloween videos that are coming up in the close future. Bye guys, have a nice and spooky day.